What is going on, everybody? I'm just coming at you with a quick and dirty, not my usual setup, because this isn't a video with a script. This is just me um, forever feeling like my tripod's crooked. This is just me wanting to talk about something quick. I made a video yesterday recounting my whole trip to New York Comic Con this past weekend, and it's long as hell, and I don't feel like it's just like an off the cuff discussion. So I don't feel like there's any way I can really trim it down, and I no, like if it's like me analyzing something, then sure people might want to see that, but a a vlog that's over 30 minutes long, just that's not a good look, man. So I just thought I'd make a quicker video talking about two specific things, because like all the other things that happened to me were like I got pictures with some cosplayers. There's a Harley Quinn cosplayer, which uh, yeah, am I right? Am I right? I know, right? Yeah, you bet your ass. Aerith and Tifa cosplayers from Final Fantasy VII. I went to a Spider-Man cosplay hangout on the last day. That was cool. That was really fun. Yeah, that's really about it as far as that. But two big things happened to me. So I'm gonna talk about those in this video. All right. So the first thing was that I was looking at the guest list, like here and there, leading up to the day I left. It was me, my cousin, his wife, who's obviously also technically my cousin, and one of my actual cousin's work friends. Uh, and we left like Saturday in the afternoon, got a hotel so that we could leave early to the arena on Saturday. Because if you're gonna just do it all in a straight shot, you'd be better off doing anything else because New York traffic is the worst thing I've ever seen, maybe ever. So we did that, and so like I was looking at like the guest list leading up to it, and then I like later like not long before we actually left, I saw that Claudio Sanchez of Coheed and Cambria was going to be there on Saturday. We were at the arena on Sunday, so I'm like, damn, I'm not going to be able to meet Claudio. That sucks. As you can tell by those pictures, I did, and it was cool. So what happened was that I walked by his wife Chandra's booth, and I recognized him. Like, oh hey, that's Chandra. Cool. And then I just happened to look a little bit to her left, to my right, and then I saw a guy who looked kind of familiar, kind of like from the side, you know. And I like stopped dead in my tracks. I'm like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. So I walk up to the vendor. I'm like, is that Claudio? And then he just smiles. He's like, yeah, yeah. He decided to come up on Sunday, even though he wasn't scheduled to appear, which to me feels like fate. Like I don't know if I believe in all that stuff that much anymore, but like the fact that everything just lined up so perfectly. I got the two Vaxis books for $50, which was a good deal. They had all the Amory Wars. I'm pretty sure it was all the Amory Wars for 90. Great deal, but that's $40 more than this. So even at Comic Con, I'm cheap. So I got to talk to him for a tiny bit, tell him that I think he's a genius and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, right on, man, thank you." And then we shook hands, and I'm like, "Oh, yo, that was so cool." Because like Coheed and Cambria, like I discovered them when I was in. I mean, I'd first heard them when I was in middle school, but I didn't know like what they were about. Like I'd seen the Welcome Home and the Suffering videos, and I was like, "What? This is weird." Okay, but I like the songs. So they were just a band that I would hear like when I'd watch Fuse. You remember Fuse? I wonder if they're still a network. But like when I was in high school, I actually looked into like I would like look up random stuff on Wikipedia, and I would looked at Coheed and Cambria's Wikipedia page, and I was like reading, like about them, and I'm like, well, the singer writes comics, and that's what their music's based on. Yo, that's I'd never seen anything like that before. It just blew my mind. So Claudio's been a big creative inspiration ever since, and the fact that I accidentally met him is just incredible. And then I'm trying to see. You can kind of see the pictures right here. If you're like really sharp-eyed, you might already know what I'm about to say. But I got a picture to get a photo with Rachel Lee Cook for only $60, which is weird because she's like, pretty damn popular actress. I mean, she was kind of an icon, and it only cost $60. Like, okay, whatever. Good for my wallet, am I right? So that story is actually kind of a doozy. So let me take a sip of cider with my. We stopped at the Harry Potter store on the last day, and I got to try some butterbeer. Bam. Yeah, I took the mug. Don't tell anybody. All right. So meeting Rachel Lee Cook. So I was in the area where, well, there was like a separate photo booth like down further, but there's a line where they're doing autographs, and you can pay to get a selfie, and you can pay to get both for only $80, which is a pretty damn good deal, I'd say. Um, so my cousin's wife wanted to get an autograph from Rachel Clinkenbeard. I mean Rachel Clinkenbeard, Colleen Clinkenbeard, who voices Luffy in the One Piece anime English dub, obviously. Um, for her little brother, who's a fan of the show. And then I like look over a little bit, and I saw Rachel Lee Cook's booth, and I started tearing up because Final Fantasy VII means a lot to me. I'm gonna make a separate video all about that, but suffice it to say, it was a big deal. And I've been in autograph lines before, so it should have occurred to me that that's what it was. But like a jackass, I like bring my ticket up, and I'm like, oh, I got a ticket for a photo op, and then her assistant's like, oh, the photos are gonna be at the booth over there, and I'm thinking, I know this. Why am I acting like I don't know this? Oh my god. Um, so then I'm like, oh well, can I get an autograph? And then she's like, oh well, we're about to start doing the photos, and then Rachel, the first thing she says to me is like, why don't you come down here after the photo so you can get your picture signed? And then in my head, I'm like, she thinks you're a freaking idiot. So then I'm like standing in this big ass crowd, and I missed when they called group one. So, and I like start to panic. I'm like, no, 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 dear God, no. This is the worst day of my life. So then I like uh, got, I had a rare moment of inner tenacity, if you will, and I like shoved my way through the crowd, and then they let me up to the booth. And then Rachel sees me, and she's like, "Oh, hey, you made it." And I'm like, "You remember my face? You remember this face? Oh my god!" And then like I had like my Spider-Man mask unzipped, and it was like sitting on top of my head, and like part of it was like kind of hanging down. She starts adjusting. She thought it was a hat. She's like, "Well, let's fix your hat," and I'm like. Like my brain just deactivated. I'm like, I can't believe this shit. So then like she puts her arm around me and starts the picture, and I'm like, oh shit, because I wasn't in that plane of existence for like 5 seconds. So then I go over to get a picture of Tifa for her to sign, and then she's like, oh, how'd our picture turn out? And I'm like, she still remembers me. Oh my god, are we gonna become friends? And then I'm like, oh, wonderful. But you look better than me. And then she's like, oh, I doubt that, or something like that. And then I'm like, well, you basically look exactly how you did back in 2002. And then she's like, don't tell anyone you're my favorite, but I'm telling you all now. So I broke that promise. And then like just got to thank her for being a part of the series, and that it means a lot to me and stuff. Uh, she really is Tifa in real life, just an absolute sweetheart, kind of girl next door. Really wholesome, really chill and humble, and she's also gorgeous. So, and then if you see, boom, on the picture, uh, she puts to Tony because she asked me what my name was, and then she's like, "Do you want me to sign it to you, or just sign it?" And then I'm like, "Oh, sign it to me so that I can brag to all my friends." And then if you look, she put in parentheses the best because she said I was her favorite. So, uh, be jealous. And then if you notice, I thought like that symbol that looks like a heart was like her writing an R, but no, that's an actual heart. And then Rachel Lee Cook. I mean, like, I don't care if that's a thing she does to fan. I don't care. She did it to me. She wrote a heart on my picture that she addressed to me and called me the best. I'm done. Good night. So yeah, that's the story of how Comic Con was the greatest day of my life and the best thing that happened to me all year, and maybe for the next at least 5 years. Like I can't imagine anything happening that beats it anytime soon. So um, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this significantly shorter than the other one video. So I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe to see what I'm up to in the future, all that shit. I upload inconsistently, so just keep that in mind. Have a good day or night, depending on when you watch this, and I will see you in the next video.